Hi, friends. So, I realized we had some technical difficulties with Clue 2. Unfortunately, the software was not recording for the first part of the video. It was likely due to a user error, but I've been having problems with my phone and my computer communicating with each other for weeks. So the introduction of Clue 2, all of step 1, and the instructions to start step 2 were missing. I'm really sorry about that. But we're going to go ahead and pick up where the video started with um, step 2.3 of Carnival Clue 2.
Okay, so this is step 2.3, and you'll have two of these. You're pressing towards the A fabric, pressing towards the left. So this is what they look like. Okay, for step 3, you need your two medium size fabric A triangles. You're going to need two of your small size fabric E triangles and two small size fabric B triangles, and you're going to sew down either side. You're basically making flying geese, and then you're going to press out towards your smaller triangles, and then once you've done that, you're going to rotate the block around and you're going to sew the long rectangle fabric A to the bottom of fabric A triangle. And I'm going to do all of that, and then I will meet you back here. Okay, so this is going to be the last of step 3. We're pressing towards the rectangle, not towards the triangle. All right, and you should have two. We pressed our triangle fabric to the small triangles, and then we pressed to the left or towards the rectangle for this. All right, so for step 4, you're going to take the two blocks that you just made in step 3, and you're going to take the blocks that you made in step 2, and you're going to situate them like this. Your step 2 blocks will be to the right of your step 3 blocks. You're going to sew your A fabric to your A rectangle. And then you're going to press in towards the rectangle to the left. Okay, so here we are. Last block in step 4. Just making sure everything's pressed nicely, nice and crisp. Okay, so you should have two of these, and we're going to set this aside. All right, for step 5, we're going to make two of these. You're going to take a small triangle B, a small triangle E, sew them together on the long side to make a half square triangle, and then we're going to press down towards E. Okay, so I'm pressing towards fabric E. They're both pretty dark for me, but I think that technically fabric E is darker, maybe. But we're going to press towards fabric E, orient that however is easiest for you. So we've got two of these blocks. Then for step 6, so we're going to slide this over. We're going to take your two fabric F squares and your two fabric B rectangles, and we're going to sew the fabric F squares to the left of the fabric B rectangle when it's long ways on the horizontal. And then you're going to attach your block you made in step 5, the B fabric touching the B fabric, and your E fabric with the point facing to the bottom left, or bottom right, I'm sorry. We're going to sew that block to the right of your fabric B rectangle, and then we're pressing these seams out. So you're going to press your left seam to the left, you're going to press your right seam to the right. All right, so orient this however you like, but you're pressing your seams outward from your middle block. And remember to press, don't drag. It may look like I'm dragging my iron, but I am lifting it slightly so that it's not dragging across the fabric, so it's not warping anything, not pulling on any bias. Just making sure that those seams are laying flat. Okay, here we go. So that should be what your step 6 looks like. And again, we're going to set that aside. Okay, so for step 7, you're going to need 2 D triangles, 2 E triangles, another 2 E triangles, 2 A triangles, 2 more A triangles, and then 2 C triangles. So basically 2D, 4E, 4A, 2C. We're making 2 blocks of each, half square triangles. You're pressing, for me, I'm pressing towards the dark each time. So for this block, I'm pressing towards E. For this block, I'm pressing towards E, and then for this block, I'm pressing towards C. And I will come back here when all of these are done, and then we'll do 7.4 together. Okay, so I did the bulk of these, and I just left one to press. This is 7.1. All right, so you should have 6 separate blocks. You've got 7.1, which is D and E, 7.2, which is E and A, and 7.3, which is A and C. So now you're going to take those blocks, and we're going to sew 7.1 and 7.2 together. Then we're going to place a small A rectangle next to 7.2. And then we're going to place 7.3 on the right side of that A rectangle. We're going to sew all these together, and we're going to press this seam, 7.1 and 7.2, you're going to press to the left. These other seams are going to press to the right, and I will meet you back here when I'm done sewing this block together. All right, so this block's a little bit tricky to press. It's kind of a pain, so do your best. However it works best for you, as I say, how you press it. Sticking to the pressing guide, obviously. You could make it easier on yourself and press after each step. But nah, why would I do that? It's more fun to live dangerously. Not really. Don't take me seriously when I say stuff like that. Anyways, all right, so you should have 2 of these blocks. This is what they should look like. Okay. Step 8, we're going to put it all together. This is the last step for section 1A, or I should say 2A because it's clue 2. So you're going to take that block you made in step 4. You're going to bring it front and center. And you're going to take the block you made in step 6. You're going to put it on top of block 4. And then the block we just made in step 7, we're going to attach that to the bottom. And this is what it should look like. So you're going to sew along these long edges. And you're going to press this seam down towards block 4. And you're going to press this seam up towards block 4. And you're going to make 2. So I'll be back when I've got them all put together. Okay, so these are some thick seams, depending on which side. So this side's got some pretty thick seams going into the middle of the block. So take your time. I'm using a dry iron right now, but don't be afraid to hit that seam with a little bit of steam to get it to relax a little bit without kind of dragging your fabric, just, you know, back and forth. Kind of ease it in. I have a pretty powerful steam on this iron, so it will actually kind of lift my iron off if I steam directly on the mat. All right, I'm going to turn it around. And I'm going to hit this with some iron, with, you know, some heat to kind of relax the stitches into the fabric, kind of set that seam. And I'm just going to kind of work it back and forth, adding a little bit of extra steam. This is entirely up to you. If you don't have a problem getting your seam to lay flat the first time, you don't have to use steam. Some people would be like, Rachel, why are you using steam? You shouldn't be using steam on this. But it's my preference. It's my block and I'll do what I want. And then I'm just going to give it a nice press, you know, nice last press, a once over. And I'll show you what it's supposed to look like. All right. So this is your finished 2A block. Looks pretty neat. All right, let's finish this out. Okay, so this is section 2B. This is going to be step 1. We're going to do 1.1 through 1.3. So 1.1 is 4 fabric E and 4 fabric B. We're going to sew that on the long side and press up towards B. And then you're going to do 1.2, which is fabric D and fabric E. Pressing down towards D, you're going to make 2 of these. And then 1.3 is fabric B and fabric A, and you're going to make 2 of these, pressing towards B. This is the last of the fabric for the clue. So we're basically going to get this done in a couple of steps. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew all 3 on that middle edge, or to make my half square triangles. And I'm going to come back and we will do step 2. All right, so I only saved 2 blocks to iron this time. So this is 7.1, or not 7.1. This is 1.1, sorry. Pressing towards B. I'm going to orient that block the correct way. And then this is 1.2, and we're pressing towards D. Okay. All right, so 1.1. I have Village Green clue on the brain, and I haven't even done it in a couple of weeks. Okay, so 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. So step 2, we're going to make two of these. So you're going to take 2 of your 1.1 and the 2 of your 1.2s and you're going to put them top and bottom with your E fabric lined up together, kind of on a like it's going to make a diagonal, right? So we're going to sew the E fabric together, and then you're going to press up. And then you're going to take your 2 blocks from 1.3, A oriented up to the upper right. And then you're going to take your other 2 blocks from 1.1, place that on the bottom so that your B fabrics line up. You're going to sew the B fabrics together, and you're going to press to the bottom, press down, so that when we get to step 3, these seams will nest. So I'm going to go ahead and do all of this, and I'll meet you back here. Okay, here we go. Finishing off step 2. Remember, for 2.1, which is this one right here, we're pressing up, which has the B fabric on top. So we're going to press towards the B fabric. And again, for the bottom, we're going to press down, but we're pressing down towards the E fabric. All right, so there's our our 4 blocks from step 2. Okay, so step 3, we're going to join these together, right like this. So you're just going to see a diagonal of your E, a diagonal of your B. So we're going to sew these together. This seam right here should nest. If you need to put a pin in there, go ahead, but they should just lock right in, and it should be a pretty easy sew, and I will be back to finish this step with you. All right, I just decided that we're going to go ahead and we're going to do this together, both blocks. Okay, so we are pressing to the left, which means we're pressing towards our D fabric, right? Again, this is going to be kind of a thick seam right here. So just go slow, be gentle. If you need a little shot of steam to make things lay a little flatter, go for it. All right, so there's that one. Press this down. A little bit of shot of steam. You can hear it. It's pretty powerful. That's why I love this iron. Gosh, I love it when I get a phone call right in the middle of what I'm doing. And it actually pauses the video. That's hilarious. Okay, so I was saying I love my iron. I love this iron. I honestly, I can't tell you how long this block took me. I wish I could. But it seems like the Carnival Puzzle Mystery Quilt is cursed for me. While the blocks are beautiful and I'm doing a great job on them, every single time I film a Carnival, I mean, we're 2 of 2, right? Every time I film for Carnival, I have technology issues. And I was trying to record this super quickly after I received it in the mail, and it just would not work. I spent hours trying to get the connection between my phone and my computer to work, and it just wasn't happening. So I wish I could tell you how long this took me in real life. Honestly, after we got through these 2, like, it didn't take me very long. The bulk of the recording has happened today. And I believe I had a couple of different ones. So probably like an hour and 20 minutes it took me to make these blocks. That's my best guess. Hour and 20. So not too long. If you've got an hour and 20 in your day, you know, you can get it done. So, I hope you have a wonderful week. I hope your block 2s come out really amazing. And let me know how you liked the video, anything that I can change for the future if you like this format. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye!